All right. Well, happy Sunday and happy end to the weekend, Central Georgia. It's Meteorologist Ansley Parker here. And similar to what we did yesterday, we're going to go ahead and take a closer look at the rain chances that we have for the rest of the day today. I know lots of people will be trying to get out to the Georgia National Fair this afternoon. And I know also, if you've just heard us talking about rain chances, you might be curious about how much we're expecting to see and what the reality is in terms of our rain chances. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start by just kind of talking about the sky cams here. I am going to take this back full screen so that we can talk a little bit closer and you can see a little more in detail what I'm talking about. But let's kick it off with the sky cams as per usual. So here is kind of a walk around the block with all 4 sky cams. The fair, I believe, has opened up or is just now opening up. And the one similarity across every sky cam here is the cloud cover. It is not hard to find. This morning we have plenty of cloud cover across the whole region. There is kind of just this same kind of feel that we had in the air yesterday. We had lots of clouds start to build in the afternoon yesterday, and it just had that feel all day long where it looks like it might be about to rain. Yesterday it never really did. We had maybe 1 or 2 isolated showers. Today I think we've got a little bit of a better chance of some of these clouds carrying some rain. Something else you may be able to see from probably the Perry sky cam the best is the breeze. So there's still the breeze out there, and we will carry that with us through the day today as well. So quickly before we jump too far into the Central Georgia and the fair forecast, I'm just going to show you this briefly because I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but I wanted to just open with this so that you knew it was there. If you hear about this area that's been outlined in red, as of 8 a.m. this morning, the National Hurricane Center has deemed this area of interest an invest, which if you don't know what an invest is, it basically is just the term that the National Hurricane Center gives an area of potential tropical development when they believe it's likely to become a tropical system within the next 7 days. So they've now upgraded this to Invest 95L, meaning we'll likely see a tropical depression by the time we get into the early work week next week. And this actually will likely become our next tropical storm by the end of the work week next week. So the next name to claim would be Jerry. It's a 40% chance of development over the next 2 days. So again, this is kind of an end of the week next week thing that we would be talking about this having a name, but right now it is showing some signs of slight organization, becoming a broad area of low pressure with some associated showers and thunderstorms along with it. So as it drifts a little further towards the west-northwest, that's when we'll see some gradual development of this thing. As of right now, really too far out to tell how strong it's going to become, where it's going to impact. But as you know, this is just something we're going to be paying attention to. So if you hear the name Jerry being thrown around over the next couple of days, we likely will see Tropical Storm Jerry by the end of the work week next week. So that's just to show you that that's there. We also have this small little X here in the Gulf of America outlined by the National Hurricane Center. Now, this has 0% chance of development at all. This is not likely to become a tropical system, but it's been outlined by the National Hurricane Center because it's a broad area of low pressure that kind of has tropical characteristics. Really what that just means is it's a broad area of low pressure with a tropical sized amount of moisture embedded with it. So actually, the reason I even bring this up to you at all is 1, just to kind of show you what that is and explain it a little bit more, but 2, because that is actually the area that will start to push some moisture into our region as we go throughout the next couple of days, starting with today. So we'll talk about that more in just a second here, but we'll take a look at numbers first. So there is a look at numbers across the whole state. Things have been fairly steady this morning and haven't moved a ton because this cloud cover just has us locked in. So we've seen upper 60s. We had mid 60s this morning, so not a very cool morning. And now everybody's starting to find their way into the low 70s. Now, despite that, we do still have a little bit of a breeze out there, so we'll keep this breeze with us through the day today. The wind gusts will get up to about 20 miles per hour once again this afternoon. So similar to the last few days, despite the fact that there's cloud cover and a little bit more moisture out there, hopefully the breeze, I like to use this term, makes the air not feel so stale. You know, when you have really muggy, really warm air and it just kind of sits in one place, so there's not much of a breeze to kind of cool you off. I think the breeze will actually help a little bit with the feeling out there, but a lot of increased moisture, and that is due to what I was showing you just a minute ago. That area of low pressure that's over in the Gulf is pushing a lot of tropical moisture up into our area. So that has the humidity kind of dipping into the muggy category now that we've hit about the mid-morning here. So it will be a little bit of a warmer, muggier day today. And as you know, once you kind of have those ingredients, that leads to the potential to have some rain. So for the first time in a while, actually some activity going on the satellite and radar. Of course, we've got plenty of blanketed cloud cover to go around for the entire area, but now we also have a couple of scattered showers as well. Most of the activity this morning has been out towards the east. We've seen a couple of showers over in Washington and Hancock counties, a few in Johnson, Trutland, and now much of the activity seems to be going on down in Telfair, Wheeler, and Montgomery, creeping into South Lawrence County. So scattered showers will be possible today. I'm thinking it may be a lot of the variety that you're seeing here. There's some pockets of steadier rain, but most of what you can see is really light green, and that means that it's mostly light rain, probably at most an irritating drizzle, if anything. But just to kind of show you the big picture, a lot of that's coming in off of the Atlantic coast, the eastern coast of Georgia there. These two low pressure systems dominating a lot of what's going on, kind of changing the flow to be coming in from the east, and then also just pushing a tropical amount of moisture into our area that's leading to the fuel for these showers throughout the day. So, not sure what's going on with the radar there. Let's take it over to the future view. As we go throughout the rest of the day today, these kind of just, I like to call them touch and go rain chances, and I think that's kind of the best way to describe what's going to be happening today. At times, there'll be maybe a light to sometimes steady shower, and then at times it will be dry with just that cloudy look outside. So it's kind of just going to be a story of having to jump inside or throw on your rain jacket or your umbrella when one of these showers eventually does catch up to you, and then at times it will be dry outside today. So these kind of scattered showers are what we're thinking for the day. I think that this may be over exaggerating a little bit how heavy these showers may be and how much of this almost to me looks like a big washout, and I think that that is not really what we're thinking for the afternoon today. In fact, let me just flip it over really quickly to the HER model, because I really think it's going to be more of a story of just sometimes there's a little bit of light to steady rain out there, and then there's sometimes it's dry. The HER model is in kind of a lot of disagreement with the graph model. Obviously, there's a good number of showers on there, but you can see the coverage is just a little less exaggerated to what the graph has. And overall, it's more of the light green color as opposed to that dark red color. I'm not saying that there can't be a shower from time to time that can get a little bit heavy, but I think overall, it's going to be the story of more light to sometimes, let's say, medium rain out there through the day today. So just heading into the afternoon, into the evening, all of these will be possible. So I know a question that I get a lot from friends and from family is, what's the best time of day to go out? I would say actually, and I think I said this yesterday, probably the morning time. With what we're seeing out there right now, it's mostly just these really pesky light showers, and they're mainly over in our eastern counties at the moment. In fact, the most we're seeing is down there in southern Lawrence. So if you're trying to get to the fair, I'll take advantage of this lull and kind of use the morning period to get out there. But after we move on to, let's say, noon and beyond, scattered showers are just going to be possible all day long. There's not necessarily another lull in activity where it's going to be totally dry, where I think it'd be a good time to step outside. I think beyond noon, you're just going to have to hunker down and go with the idea of, I'll just throw on my rain jacket or my umbrella if we do catch a shower, but I'll try to get out there and make plans work. That's what I would do. As my personal, just in my day-to-day life, that's what I'm going to try to do today. I'm not going to let this stop me from going out and trying to do the things that I'm going to do today, but I'm definitely going to bring my umbrella everywhere that I go this afternoon. By the time we get to the late evening, early late night hours, I think that's when we'll start to have drier conditions. Obviously, the fair closes before this time, but I mean, if you're just looking to be outdoors today, kind of late night tonight would be maybe your next best opportunity. So that's Sunday. A big story of just touch and go, bring your umbrella, and some areas will have heavier showers, some areas not so much. We kind of will do this one more time for Monday as well. So to kick off the upcoming work week, we'll keep this scattered rain chance around. I think maybe slightly lower of a rain chance than today. but we still will have the same kind of story. Occasionally there will be a couple of showers out there, just a little bit of a touch and go day for Monday as well. Tuesday will be drier, so if you're looking for some time to get outdoors, maybe take care of some yard work, Tuesday is looking like a much better day to do that. Maybe you got golf plans, Tuesday's looking good. It's really just today and tomorrow that the scattered rain chances are looking to be the highest. Now I'm going to show you this rainfall graphic just to kind of emphasize the point that I was making just a minute ago. So we're dragging this timeline out all the way to next Tuesday night. So this includes the rain chances for the rest of the day today and the entire day tomorrow. And notice on the high end, I mean, the most that we're seeing is close to 1.5 inches of rain. And that is just if showers train over one region between those 2 days. Through the day today, even, let's drag this back out to exclude Monday. The highest amount that we potentially could see today is around 1 inch. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's going to be in Dodge County. That's just if showers kind of run over the same area a few times. Otherwise, this is why I'm saying it's not a washout of a day, because rainfall total will still look to be relatively unimpressive. When you have lower rainfall totals, you can kind of get out there and brave some of the rain. You know, you just may have to hit the windshield wipers once or twice. And other than that, this is what I would describe as rain that's just kind of nuisance, a little bit pesky, because it's not necessarily enough to discourage you from being outdoors, but it's enough to be irritating while you are outdoors. So I think I just show you this to kind of emphasize my point of not necessarily going to be a wash, but we still will have rain through the day today and through the day tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, I actually would like us to get a little bit more in terms of rainfall totals. We are in moderate drought conditions for most of our southern counties, creeping closer and closer to severe drought categories over in the western corner of Upson County. So we could use some rainfall. Now, I'll say the one good thing about this, the positive, is that if we had a major rainmaker that was going to dump 2 to 3 inches of rain on us at a time, I'd actually be more concerned about having that, because when you have really dry ground like we have right now, if you just go ahead and dump a bunch of rain all at one time in that area, it actually can lead to flooding, flash flooding, things like that. So I'm glad we don't have that. And if we could get closer to 1 inch in some of the heavier spots, that may help with how dry things are out there. But at least for right now, what we're going to see today and tomorrow is not going to have the strength to flip us out of drought categories right now. So that's just something to pay attention to. I know we love dry weather and we want to enjoy the fair and things like that, but it's not necessarily a bad thing to get rain where we can at the moment. So that is today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Remember, Tuesday is going to be dry. Then as we head into Wednesday, rain chances are going to pick back up. So what you can see here looks somewhat organized. It's because a cold front is going to start pushing across our area, but it's going to do the same thing that a lot of these love to do, which is kind of take its time getting across the state. So we'll have increased rain chances for Wednesday and likely for Thursday as well, because this front may hang out with us for a little bit longer than it needs to. Because it is an organized system, we do have the chance to have a couple of thunderstorms. We're not in any sort of severe weather risk by any means, but we could actually have a couple of rumbles of thunder for Wednesday and for Thursday. This is still going to be a scattered rain chance. I only have 30% on there for both of those days, so don't go, making major bets on this being our next gigantic rainmaker. It just could be another situation like today or tomorrow where we have a couple scattered showers and maybe a few storms in there as well. Now, the good news is with this front, after it blows through here, we're going to set back up into what's going to be more fall-like conditions. So we'll dry back out heading into Friday and the weekend, and we really don't have many rain chances on the way for next weekend. So as a result, not only does it dry us out, but it also does the things cold fronts do in the fall, and it drops the high temperatures as well. So we're actually going to be on a little bit of a steady warming trend through the next couple of days. It's warm and muggy out there today. I think it'll have that feel all the way through Wednesday. So by the time the cold front gets there, we're still muggy, we're still warm. We probably are dealing with some on and off rain through the next couple of days. Then, after that front pushes through Wednesday, heading into Thursday, the high temperatures are going to take a big dip. We'll be in the 70s again. And then as that drier air starts to settle in, the rain chances will taper off and the return of really cool overnights will be back as well. So it's a little bit of something for everybody on the 7-day here. In fact, this is one of my favorite 7-day forecasts because I think it tells the story really well. You can kind of see, okay, we're in this touch and go rain chance until the front comes through. And I love when a 7-day looks like this, when you can tell that these are the days that the front is coming through. Things take a drastic dip. And for the fall lovers, people who have been craving crisper air, cooler temperatures, the second half of the week, so Friday heading into the weekend next weekend, are looking to be a lot better. If you were just joining, that is also the time we'll likely hear about Tropical Storm Jerry. That is way out off the coast of Africa, but by that time we're sitting in the later half of the work week, we also may be hearing about what Tropical Storm Jerry may end up doing. So overall, a good forecast. If you're not a fan of the warm weather, I promise it's not going to last forever. We just got to make it through the next couple of days. Fair time today. Best time to go is right now. Turn me off and go head out to the fairgrounds, because I think this is kind of the only lull that we're expecting for the day today. Beyond this is when I think the rain chances are really going to start to pick up, and it'll be on and off rain for the rest of the day today. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more of a perspective of how to spend your Sunday if you're trying to head outdoors. Again, we'll have rain chances heading into the early work week, and then by Thursday, things are going to start to trend a little bit drier. So as always, thank you for joining me on your Sunday morning. I hope you have a wonderful, restful, and enjoyable rest of your Sunday. Meteorologist David Guerrero will be back here tonight for 13 WMAC News at 6 with the latest updates to the forecast. I will leave you with the 7-day here. And with that, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you back here tomorrow.